Hello, hello. Welcome to Coma Pirate Radio, where we, as esoteric pirates, slide our boats together, throw some ropes, tie some knots, and talk about some maps. This is the map, and I am here again with Chelle. She has been here now for how many months?
August, September, October, November, December. I'm on my 6th month.
6 months we have been on this ship. I mean, it's been an amazing trip. Lots of energy, lots of synchronicities. Mm-hmm. I wanted to preface this episode by talking about the Emerald Tablets. They talked about not moving in sharp angles, but moving in curves. And I wanted to magnify how we move and inspect angles and curves that life throws at us at times. So tell me about your experience and how the angles and curves have changed.
Thank you, MysticEve, for allowing me to even just come back to the podcast and, speak my thoughts and, about, my adventure and my experience here. When I first got to Coma, I came in with the intentions, of course, to be a tattoo apprentice. It had been something I had been meditating on. I felt very called to doing it. I had a friend suggest me, recommended me to Eve in order to do the apprenticeship. And I came out here with that heavy on my mind. I had no prior interest in being a tattoo artist. I never thought of myself as a tattoo artist. It was just something that I thought would be a sustainable source of income for me as a traveler and as an artist to help develop my skills. So I stayed here. I got here in July and I waited for about a month and a half, I would say, just about a month probably, for Eve to come back home so that we could start the apprenticeship. And honestly, the initiative to even tattooing was already a very slow process for me, as I was still kind of going in and out with my own working struggles of just being a worker and doing work and being in my masculine. And I don't think I really started to get into the tattooing until once my phone and stuff got lost. That's when I was just like, you know what, I need to go tattoo. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe this is a sign that I'm not working and the universe is pushing me to do my duties or whatever, and I'm being punished.
Let me jump in here. Both Chelle and I have Cancer Mars. We will tell each other that we're going to do something, and we will mean it. I feel it. We're doing it. And it's in our hearts. We're going to do it. And then we don't. And then we just never say anything about it. But it's we are so in sync because whenever we'll come together and talk about something that we're thinking, we're like, oh shit, I was just thinking about that or something.
Exactly.
So it was so funny because, I was feeling the exact same thing when all that shit happened. I was like, let's fucking dive into tattooing because I love to teach and I love to tattoo. And I was so stoked to start working with you in tattooing. And I mean, you did start with a bang.
Yeah, I did.
You've got talent, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It was for real.
Thank you. Yeah, and I did a fairly large tattoo on myself, and
almost too large
on my thigh. But I enjoyed that process of creating the design and feeling myself out intuitively of okay, what am I gonna add to this tattoo? What is it gonna look like? Charging the tattoo up, and I really loved the process. I did not like the pain. The pain was very difficult for me. But I did find that when I did meet myself halfway, and I really took the initiative, that I did enjoy it, and always remembering that, you know, I always see this quote on Instagram that says kind of like the magic that you want to experience is in the work that you're avoiding. Like the stuff that you're avoiding is where the magic is. That feeling that you want, that satisfaction, and you know that you're looking for is in the work. And when you're not doing the work, you're not going to feel that magic that you want, or that satisfaction. And I did get to feel that when it was like, wow, this really was fun being able to create a design and like really do it and record the process and even the setting up process. But things kind of started to change for me when I started on the second tattoo. I don't know, maybe it just, something just clicked out of me where it's just
you mentioned the pain. And I will have to say, it is a lot easier when you have like a bunch of friends that come and you can practice on. Personally, I prefer tattooing myself rather than somebody else tattooing me as far as the pain goes. But I felt you and I understood. Because it was just like, I don't want to tattoo myself again today.
Yeah, it was very daunting for me to like continue to push my mind through the pain. Where like, yeah, I did get a chance to tattoo someone, and it felt better being able to tattoo someone versus myself. And it was just like, you know, I didn't know how long I was gonna have to continue to tattoo myself, because everybody that I meet, I tell them, hey, I'm a tattoo apprentice. You guys come get free tattoos. And, you know, and everybody's seemingly excited, or everybody wants to support. But, you know, to just actually get somebody to come out here and actually let me do it, it is still very, you know, it's a two-sided coin. You know, it's either they do or they don't. And I can't force anybody to let me tattoo their skin. I mean, I just can't do that. But what really started to change was when Marva came, Marvelous Marva, shout out to Marvelous Marva. I let her know how I was feeling about the tattoos, and it was hurting, and I really just did not feel, I wasn't feeling as drawn to it as I did, you know, when I first, you know, had my expectations up before I started the apprenticeship. And she reminded me, like, you can change the game at any time. You never have to do anything you don't want to do. If you still want to be a tattoo artist, that's cool. And if you decide to do something else, that's cool too.
I totally think you should still continue tattooing. I mean, you've got talent. It really is a good source of income as an artist. There's no doubt about it. I don't know why it's been so difficult for you to get people here. Well, and me either, actually. Why is it so difficult to get people here? Yeah, we're still working on that.
Yeah, I mean, one, I find that the people that I'm asking don't have tattoos already. So that is already kind of difficult, getting someone who's never had a tattoo to let me practice on their skin. Versus people that just got tattoos everywhere, and you know, they'd probably be more open to sharing their skin more.
I thought, what was his name? Alberto.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Alberto in a minute. I thought he was gonna be very open to letting me tattoo him. I did ask him, and then of course, like that next day or so, my phone had got lost or broke, so I had never been.
The phone is a big thing, being in contact with people.
Yeah, because then I can bug people like, hey, you coming? Or I can tell you where I'm at, you know, but it's very difficult when you don't have any form of communication and trying to get people to come to get tatted, you know. I can't really advertise myself as much. It's just not as easy to pull that in, you know, unless I'm asking people that's just around the area, you know. But yeah, I'm not saying that I want to give up on learning tattooing indefinitely. I think that, because I have still been thinking about it these past like week or so, and I'm like,
that curve. Don't make that 90-degree
Don't make
change.
the 90 degree. Exactly.
It's a curve. It's a slow curve. It's still pulling you, but you're just kind of redirecting a little bit.
Exactly. And
you can move in like a snake, because then sometimes you can curve back to it. And then you get that snake motion.
And I think, you know, for me, I think I would like to just try out the stick and poke, which was my initial wanting to do, was the stick and poke. But the machine did seem kind of attractive because it was like, oh, that's, quicker.
It's a lot faster.
It's a lot faster versus doing the stick and poke. But the stick and poke was originally what I wanted to learn because I do feel more called to just like the intimacy. Well, I mean, I guess it's both still intimate,
Yeah.
Maybe the ancient practice of it is just what I'm more drawn to. And I do like the idea of doing more small tattoo. I don't want to be a tattoo artist, that is not my life calling. That's not any calling in a sense, besides wanting to practice, make money, and leave my signature imprint on people, healing, or whatever they get from it. It's not something that I'm like just desired about being a tattoo artist. I want to be and I want to do my type of art, which is art therapy.
It's so funny because, again, with the synchronicity, because I could say the same thing. It's like I've been a tattoo artist, in quotes, for 28 years. And now I'm like, I don't want to just be a tattooist. I want to do astrology, and I want to have a retreat center, and I want to... it's like I've got so many other things that I want to do with the tarot and the divination and training horses and
I mean, I get that. I don't want to be boxed into one specific like skill or art or anything like that. I don't even think I would classify myself as a tattooist versus just someone who knows how to do tattoos. And I would like to be able to offer myself in that way. But pretty much as far as where it goes with the tattooing, I do feel still open to it. Probably not using the machine or using the machine on myself. I'm glad that I do have knowledge on how to use the machine properly, and I can continue to practice, even if it's not on people, but also on, different objects. Like Sophie yesterday showed me a video of a girl tattooing banana peels, and she was just like, "Chelle, you can do this. You can tattoo banana peels or whatever."
Oranges. I've tattooed a cantaloupe.
You tattooed a cantaloupe before?
Or wait, no. What's the difference with the cantaloupe? Has the funky skin.
Mildew? Not mildew.
The honeydew. Honeydew. Yeah. You can tattoo a lot of different things. Cardboard, is something that Lukey started on. She tattooed a lot of cardboard.
I like the cardboard. Of course, my Virgo, she's such a perfectionist. She just wants to do the skin, and she just wants it to be perfect, and she just wants everything to be perfect. She wants to be good at it the first go round.
Fuck yeah, she does.
She always wants to be good at the first go round, and then she wants everyone else to think she's the best at it. It's not just about her thinking it's the best. She wants everyone to think that she's the best. She wants everyone to be admired by her work and want to work with her. So it is hard when I can't just pull somebody in and it's just like, what the freak? My Virgo don't like that. She wants you to want to get a tattoo by her and her show off her skills, and I've only been doing this for 2 weeks. This
is another interesting thing between us is Chelle's Virgo sun likes to not instigate, but anyway, there's just this energy between your sun and my Virgo Venus. Because Venus wants to be, she's the morning and the evening star, and she's the brightest one of the party. But, the sun is the center of the solar system. So our Virgos get together. And they're like... We're like, who's the brightest of them all?
Yes.
So let's move into what you've actually been shining into here.
Yeah, so...
and you have been shining. Let me just say that. You've been shining. I've seen you shine.
Thank you. Because sometimes I don't feel like the center of the solar system.
The sun.
I don't feel like the sun all the time. But yeah, so kind of getting away from the tattooing, I started developing a more heartfelt relationship with the jungle kids, and something that I have never thought to do, working with kids, but like doing art with the kids, doing art therapy with the kids, the journaling, keeping them creative keeps me creative. And unlike with the tattooing, I'm fully interested in that, where it's just like, it's not a debate whether I'm going to get up to go play with the kids to do art. I'm like doing it, I'm putting the markers in their hands, like, hey, join me, here's the paintbrush, like, I want you guys to contribute to this, and a lot of that came from, because when I first got here, I didn't really play with the kids as much. I was really very Virgo-ish and on my, my high priestess, where it's just like, no thank you, like, let me just,
they can be a lot,
do y'all thing and I'm gonna do my thing, and they started asking me to take them to the river, and even when I take them to the river, I would just kind of like be off to the side while they go play. I never joined them or anything. But then when Kako came, she was playing with the kids. Her took Sophie and one of the friends to the river, and Kako was playing with the girls, and she was having so much fun, and I was just off to the side writing in my journal, like, y'all stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here. But she was like so excited about playing with the kids, and she like told me, she was just like, I never knew I could join kids like that, or I never knew I was good with kids, or that I could, like, kids would accept me,
444.
444.
December
444. Hey. But yeah, she was telling me how she never thought that, and I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, that's good for you still. But it really didn't happen to Marva when we had the, like, everybody came, when it was more of a full house, Philip and Marva here, and Marva was just so sweet and patient with Sophie, like, and she would entertain Sophie. She would talk to Sophie.
Y'all
like,
had a whole craft table thing going on,
and which Marva initiated that, which helped me get back into my art journaling, which I thanked Marva for, because had she not was like, hey, y'all want to do some art? Why we're not doing art? And I'm like, yeah, you're right, So she did kind of help bring that back out of me. And when she left, I was just really admired by that, just the patience to, like, entertain a child, and not being so standoffish with the kids. And yeah, maybe I don't like Boca Toca, but
Toca Boca,
but it was just like, okay, let me see what this is, and maybe it doesn't hurt to actually entertain the child, and it really doesn't. It actually brought more engagement
with the children,
and I ended up taking the whole gang up the street one day, and it was just the most, like, heart-filling moment, because I was just like, wow, like, I feel like I'm watching myself again when I was this age, and I was kind of like, I didn't live in the jungle, but I mean, Georgia is a forest, so it's like being outside and in the woods and in the creek with my brother and the neighborhood kids, and I kind of was able to, like, see that from another, like, wow, like, they remind me of me when I was a child. And and it just became a daily thing. I think also, too, one of the jungle kids started taking more liking for me. Gretchen kind of took a little liking for me, which I have never experienced that either. Like, most kids, I feel like, are intimidated by me, or, like, they don't talk to me and I don't talk to the kids. And I've worked in daycare before, and it still wasn't as, I mean, they were babies, so it didn't really, I wasn't able to really communicate with the babies that much. But yeah, just having a child kind of take that liking for me, I was just like, wow, this is a beautiful, sensational feeling that I never felt before. How doing, like, Sophie with the schooling, sometimes it was just like, wow, okay, I do enjoy, like, teaching the child and guiding the child and doing the art with the child.
We are calling Coma, or Coma has evolved into the temple of the inner child. Yeah. And the interesting thing about the dynamic that we have going on here is the neighborhood children are the children that Sophie has grown up with since she was 2, and she is now 8. So I call them her bicycle gang. So
Why do you call it my bicycle gang if I don't even have a bike?
you do have a bike, it's just the tires are busted. Because you let one of your friends.
That was Chelle, the stupid one.
Hey, not nice.
We are on a podcast here. Please behave yourself. Anyway, so the children really just run in from the jungle like the back door. We don't have a back door here at Coma. We just have an opening, and the children just run in and out whenever they want to. At all times of the day, they come and they go. So
yeah, I would say that I think once we Coma has always had that kid energy to it, but I think for me, it really did start to I could really start to channel my inner child more, in a way that I never experienced. Because even I started doing artwork with a lot of Sophie's coloring books, and, Sophie let me have one of her children book, and I was able to do some artwork with it, and it was just like, wow, this is kind of cool being able to tap into this essence that I haven't tapped into since I was probably 7 or 8 years old, and being in a coloring book, and it really helped bring that part of me out, like that 8-year-old version of myself out, which was just really healing, because I didn't really get to be as creative as a child, and I didn't really do a lot of art as a child. I didn't really start doing art until I was an adult, so I was able to kind of relive a stage that I didn't get to experience, not being able to be as creatively expressive.
It's interesting with my journey too, because it has shifted recently with all of this as well. Because before, I've always said to myself, I've never liked kids. I was the youngest. I never babysat. I never had anything to do with kids. And then, a tattoo studio, no one under 18 is allowed. And then with Sophie and my interaction with her and her friends, it's always been more like I'm like the monster. So I play this grrr, the evil grown-up that growls at the children, Yeah. But here recently, I as well have been more and more playful with the children. And I feel child energy healing.
Are you going to mention Ema?
Ema is just adorable.
She's the youngest of the
crew. Yeah, she's adorable. All of them are great, and the boys.
She's not the youngest. It's Ray.
Ema comes here. Ray don't barely come here.
That's because she's a baby. She's 2.
I'm talking about the people that come here.
She's a newborn.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about more so the kids that come here, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ema is the youngest of the bicycle gang because she can ride a bicycle.
With training.
Yeah.
So a bike.
We'll get your tires fixed soon. It's just a matter of taking the tires off of the bike and then going. At any rate...
Ow, stupid.
One thing I kind of wanted to add, too, that because it has kind of shifted my entire, trajectory of, maybe this is the reason why I was more so called to Coma, going into something unknown and this unpredictable, the unpredictabilities of life, where it's just going with this one expectation, and then it's just reality just shifts, where it's just no, maybe this is what you were supposed to be somewhat doing, as far as working with kids. It gave me a more sense of purpose for myself as what career I would want to go into, or what else I would want to do as a traveler, which would probably be homeschooling, or maybe a private art teacher, a private art homeschool teacher.
Word.
And I think, and also to...
Or nanny or something.
Or nanny, nanny or au pair. And it's just for me, it also has it allowed me to kind of see myself in a different light, especially in a more motherly figure, where it's just okay, what does that vision, or what does that motherly Michelle look like? what kind of mother do I want to be?
Yeah, because you're like getting close to 30, right?
Yeah, next year I will be 30, you know. So it's
What
just
does
like,
Mother Michelle
what does
look
Mother
like?
Michelle looks like? And am I being prepared for that? Because even when I started art probably about 2021, and when I started it, you know, it did feel like this, like a calling over my life. And I always used to say, like, it almost feels like a child energy kind of placed that in me, where it was just like, I was like, maybe this is a future child of mine that's leaving me little breadcrumbs, or like pulling me by my fingers, like, mommy, this is what I want you to do, this is the path I want you to take to prepare yourself, this is so that you can raise me in the way that I'm supposed to be raised, you know. Maybe this is leading me into that. And it was very beautiful, because the other day when we were in the temple room, the kids were tattooing me, you know, and they were writing on me, and they were writing all over my back or whatever. And I think like a day or two later, Sophie was like, Michelle, like, Gretchen wrote mommy on the back of you, you know, and it's still there, you know. And I was like, she did, like, and it was just, you know, for me, it was just very heartwarming, because, yeah, even though I bathed, you know, it's just like, you know, for it to still say mama on my back, you know, and I didn't know she wrote mama on me, you know, and it was just like, oh, like, that really, like, warmed my heart, because it's just like, maybe mama energy is coming, you know. Maybe I'm calling that in, definitely, you know. I'm calling that in, you know, because I do want to be a mother one day, and art is what I would love, you know. That's the foundation of my mother practice would be, is through art, you know, and raising artists and teaching them how to imagine and, you know, to dive into that world. So it's just been very I'm getting closer. Today in my journal, I was writing about just like authenticity, you know, and I was asking myself, like, am I authentic? Like, because I'm not attracting just about nothing that I want. So it's like, am I not attracted to anything because I'm not being authentic, you know, or like, I'm like, I don't know how much more authentic I can get, you know, where it's just like, I've cut my hair, I moved to another country, like, I'm like at 0.0 again, where it's just like, oh my gosh, like, who is this version of me, you know, that's either blooming or is going to sprout, you know. And it's just like, this kind of helped me see myself in a different way. Like, maybe this is a part of me coming into a truer authenticity of myself, you know, because it does allow me to be more mindful, more patient, more compassionate, more just all of the things I've never been. Because I have nieces, and I'm sure my nieces probably think I am an evil son of a, you know, I'm not, so, you know, my nieces I don't think they think highly of me. They probably think I am very mean and evil. I'm the mean auntie, you know what I mean? So I'm getting kind of another chance to be very soft, and, you know, that just comes with learning and maturity and age, you know. It's just like, I'm redefining myself.
Well, we will for sure do another podcast, and the next one we can talk about all of the unfortunate events that have happened to you here at Coma. And more stories to come. Yes. Chelle, thank you so much for being here and the time that you have spent. We have definitely formed a very strong bond. I love you very deeply.
I love you more. Thank you, MysticEve. Thank you, Coma. And thank you to the Jungle Kids for just, like, challenging me, being in my mirror, and helping me evolve into my higher self, you know.
And thank you, little Sophie.
Sophia Sparkle.
Sophia Sparkles. Thank you for being an amazing inner child coach.
Okay, whatever.
Sing like that.
And thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. Please check out all the different ways you can help support.
Don't do it.
Or don't. Liking and subscribing and sharing. We have a Patreon account. We have books that are published on Amazon. Check out all the links on the website and the links below. So whether you're traveling physically or mentally, may it be in love and light and shadow And don't forget the lube to get you through the tight spots. And don't forget the wax when you need to hold on tight. Thank you so much. Ciao.